So when we look at it, the oil market seems to be rattled and there's regional instability hanging by a thread, as if we could call it that, Doctor. Is there any diplomatic off-ramp left, or have we crossed a line here?
Look, well, as far as the Iranians are concerned, a line was crossed. This was an unprovoked act of aggression, first by the State of Israel on the 13th of June, because as far as the Iranians are concerned, they were busy with negotiations with the United States. They were not attacking anyone, and so it was an unprovoked act of aggression to be attacked, their military leaders and scientists being assassinated, and so on and so forth. And then the second act of aggression, which is also illegal, is the bombing of the nuclear sites, which is under the IAEA safety protocols. It is completely against the law. So there are big questions now, generally, around international law, around the UN Charter, which is out the window as far as the US and Israel is concerned. And we find ourselves in uncharted waters now within international relations.
We'll come back to the UN in a moment, but South Africa, Doctor, has called for restraint and dialogue. But realistically speaking, does South Africa carry any influence in this geopolitical storm, or is this more a symbolic stance? Your thoughts?
It's not so much symbolic. I mean, it doesn't really affect us. But the truth of the matter is that the global south is going to be negatively impacted on this conflict, as you've indicated. The price of oil, the price of gas, the cost of living, petrol prices, etc., are all going to negatively impact on the peoples in the global south and, by the way, the global north. Already, ordinary Americans are not coping with the cost of living in America. So because it affects everyone and it's going to affect negatively on Africa as a continent, I think from that point of view, South Africa wanted to also raise some objection, raise some condemnation for these attacks, and asking people to come to the table and talk.